you performed the first kind of leg of this tour in 2023, and since then, you know, we've had Dancing with the Stars and the deluxe edition of We Sing, We Dance, We Steal Things. So talk about how, you know, this is kind of coming back for the summer run here.
I'm so grateful to have a catalog of music. I'm so grateful to my former self for putting in the work, because now as a performing songwriter, I can look at this body of work and pick and choose the songs that resonate with me today. And I think the songs that still resonate with audiences, which allow the shows to feel different every night, but also allow the shows to be rich as they're crafted from a history of songs. Mystical Magical is now 3 years in the making. We started touring this before we recorded it. And with We Sing coming back out, it's, you know, a kind of a fun connector to where we came from into how we got here. So I'm just tickled that I'm still going and that my former self wrote these songs for us.
With someone with your extensive discography, how do you, you know, while you want to make the set list in support of the latest music, how do you sort of pick and choose the old songs that you put into the set list?
Well, as a writer, I always write about whatever's going on in my life, and that's really what helps me create each moment. And so then as a performer, I choose the songs that still resonate with me, that are still going on in my life. So unfortunately, that means I retire a lot of songs because certain sounds or attitudes of my youth just no longer resonate with me. And where I am today, grateful, optimistic, trying to still breathe life into midlife and hang on to my childhood as long as I can, really makes for, I think, a fun and down-to-earth set list. But I create the songs based on, you know, my truth, really.
With this latest album, kind of talk about how it kind of ebbs and flows into the rest of your discography.
Oh, of this album? Is that what you said?
Yes.
There's a lot of things about this new album that connect to my older albums. Some of it's technical, like who the staff is behind the scenes and the way we recorded the album. This last album is very much like my most popular album, We Sing, We Dance, We Steal Things, which was recorded in 2007. But I used the same producer, and we had very similar kind of recording techniques. And yet, I wrote and recorded these songs with my friends Raining Jane, who have worked with me on that album, but also more specifically the Yes album of 2014. And our collaboration as writers and the sounds we make uniquely as a five-piece band, while touching on the Yes album, we wanted to grow that on this new Mystical Magical album. And so there's a lot of overlap in songwriting style and production style, while also trying to create something brand new for this new album. I also fell in love with roller skating again, which was something I did as a kid, but even roller skating found its way into this new album. So while I'm getting older and creating new music, there's things about my past that are still feeding the new now.
How does it feel to take the sound that was made in the studio and, you know, the visuals for the album artwork and stuff and kind of translate it and transform it onto the stage?
It's an enormous opportunity, a privilege, and such a tremendous feeling to first create sounds in song, which are invisible, and then start to package it and present it in a more visible way through photographs and through promotional videos. And then obviously then onto the stage by creating a stage that looks like the album cover and casting a huge band that helps you recreate the sound of the album. It's what an enormous privilege that is to just create at such a high level. It's a blast. And when we're finally out there cooking and running, everything's working with our amazing crew and our super fire band, I just can't help but look around and go, wow, all of this because we made up some songs and because listeners want to sing along and dance to it. It's pretty cool.
Speaking of that connection with the listeners and the band and just everyone who's watching this show, with you having done probably thousands of shows at this point, is there still that one song that kind of follows from set list to set list that makes you feel connected with the audience?
Luckily, there's a few of those. Obviously, I'm Yours is a big one. People have such personal ties to that song. I Won't Give Up is another very strong song in the show. But then there's other sort of deep album cuts that often do make it in the show almost every night. A song like 93 Million Miles, which I often see, um, our moments shared inside of families, mother to daughter, mother to son, parent to child. Um, it's a cool feeling to know that, these musical ideas, these melodies, and these simple phrases can have such a potent and lasting impact. And I get to see it. I have the best seat in the house when I go to my show. I get to be right there and look out at this sea of faces and watch these people um, connect and reconnect. It's a wonderful feeling.
I know that you touched on a little bit how Dancing with the Stars kind of rejuvenated something for when you take this on the stage in the summer. My friends and I, we're voting, of course, all season long, but just expanding on, how this past year was kind of transformative.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've sung about dance and I've asked the audience to dance for many, many years. I'm like, come on, everybody, let's dance. But even my own dancing was something I would do humorously. I'd kind of put comedy first. Um, but looking back, my era, I grew up watching these dance shows where people really didn't touch. There was no contact dancing. We were just, it was Dance Party USA, it was Club MTV, it was um, American Bandstand. It wasn't contact dancing. So Dancing with the Stars gave me a chance to really deepen my understanding of dance and the art form of dance, as well as learn some partner dancing, some social dances at a really high level. Um, it was so hard, I probably would have quit very early in the competition, but my partner was so amazing and was so tough and was also a new mom and was like working so hard that I definitely couldn't give up. Obviously not on myself, but I definitely couldn't give up on my partner. So it was transformative in many ways, in my work ethic, in my physical abilities, in my performance abilities. Um, so I'm excited to get back on tour and see what that does to me now as a singer-songwriter, performing songwriter.
It sticks to the message of the song. You won't give up, and you didn't, and look how far, it took you on that season. That's absolutely incredible. Um,
Wow.
what, with so much to offer for the show, what is the one thing the audience can expect when they come to see it, if you can put it into words?
I never know the answer to this question. I anticipate, presencing love and gratitude and joy and um, youth. Eh, I anticipate that, but I never know what exactly an audience is going to experience or feel. There's always going to be laughter. There's always going to be connection, and we're always going to try to play games and dance and loosen up. And what I do as a performer is kind of like a yoga teacher. I want to lead you through a transformational experience over 90 minutes. I want you to be more in your heart and more in your own dreams and in saturate in your own juicy life experience. By the time you leave, I want you to feel inspired that you go home and work on your own art, whatever that looks like. That's what I hope. But I'll never know. Some people just want to come for people watching, and some people just want to come for the concession stand, or some people just love live drums. I have no idea. So, um, but I'm hopeful.
Excited to come back to Western New York?
Excited to come back to Western New York. We've got a great band. We've got great support. And our audiences are wonderful. If you've ever been to a Taylor Swift show, we're the next best thing.
Absolutely. Well, it's the mystical, magical, rhythmical, radical ride. I'm going to say it 5 times fast, and that's at CMAC on July 10th. Jason, thank you so much. We're looking forward to the show.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll see you at CMAC.